News that's coming in, it's the Prada team that visited Kolhapur, met with the local artisans after Kolhapuri sandals controversy. This visit comes after Prada faced criticism for allegedly showcasing the Kolhapuri-style sandals in the Spring-Summer 2026 menswear show in Milan. Days after facing criticism for showcasing the Kolhapuri-style slippers without proper credit, a team from the Italian fashion house Prada arrived in Kolhapur to learn about the history and the craftsmanship behind the iconic Kolhapuri chappals. Those are the visuals that you are seeing on your screens. Massive backlash for Prada after they showed the Kolhapuri-style sandals in the Spring-Summer 2026 menswear show in Milan. Days after facing criticism for showcasing the Kolhapuri-style leather slippers without giving proper credit, a team from Italian fashion house Prada in fact arrived in Kolhapur in the state of Maharashtra. They arrived there to understand the history, to understand the craftsmanship that goes behind making these famous Kolhapuri chappals. Let's take a look at the reactions coming in.
प्राडा की टेक्निकल टीम, उनके कॉर्पोरेट टेक्निकल हेड, शू डिपार्टमेंट, फुटवेयर डिवीज़न, फुटवेयर डिज़ाइनिंग के हेड, ये सारे 6 लोग इटली से आज सीधा कोल्हापुर यहाँ आए हैं और यहाँ के कारागिरों के जो उत्पादन प्रक्रिया है वो समझ के उनके प्राडा की जो अपेक्षा है क्वालिटी के संदर्भ में उसके बारे में चर्चा करके ये इनका सारा रिपोर्ट जाने के बाद प्राडा की अगली बिजनेस टीम महाराष्ट्र में मुलाकात करेगी.
Now, it was Prada's Spring-Summer 2026 menswear show in Milan. It created ripples and controversy in equal measure. Now, this was the show that featured the famous Indian Kolhapuri chappals. But Prada faced massive backlash after showcasing the Kolhapuri-style leather slippers. What was more shocking was the fact that there was no proper credit that was given. In fact, now a team from the Italian fashion house Prada visited Kolhapur. They visited Kolhapur to understand the history and the craftsmanship behind these iconic Kolhapuri slippers. Those who make these slippers at that time also pointed towards the fact that it was pretty clear that the slippers that were shown in the Spring-Summer 2026 menswear collection, the show in Milan, they were inspired by the Kolhapuri chappals of India, but there was no credit that was given to those hundreds of craftsmen who make these slippers. My colleague Swesha Sawant is now joining me on the story. Swesha, we are all seeing the Prada team flown to India to understand how exactly Kolhapuri slippers are made.
Oh yes, absolutely, Aishwarya, and it was only high time that they owned up to it, because fact remains that they had to face a lot of flack over literally showcasing what is the Indian-owned, Indian-grown Kolhapuri chappal and representing it as a Prada product. So while they understood the gravity of the flack that they faced and how it impacts a brand like Prada, it was only natural that they owned up to it, which they have now. And now we see how they will actually understand what the Indian Kolhapuri chappal is all about. Because even if you're imitating a product which actually is organic and homegrown and belongs to a certain culture, a certain country, a certain entity, not only do you have to give credit, but really understand where it comes from. In fact, Aishwarya, you would clearly remember, the very many responses that came in, not just from, how social media was flooded, but how several Indian celebrities proudly wore the Kolhapuri chappal. And, it was such a backlash that Prada had to face, because they said that this is the Indian Kolhapuri chappal and we have been wearing it for decades, for years. It is just something that is a part of our culture. And now, of course, we see how this marks a change in terms of Prada, not just admitting, which they had to. It was only a matter of time that happened. But actually not just giving due credit, but understanding what the real Kolhapuri is, and if you're copying the design, if you're claiming it to be yours, then at least understand what it is.
Thank you, Swesha, giving us all those details. My colleague also pointing towards the fact that no credit was given to the origin of the Kolhapuri slippers. In fact, these slippers were priced around 1 lakh rupees, 1.20 lakh rupees each, but there was no reference to the original name or the cultural roots, causing an outrage in India.